is Kariuki Rehamudoni. My preferred name is Reyes from Maono Africa Center for Transformation. This is yet another episode, as promised, a collaboration with Maono Africa Center for Transformation and Dandora Youth Advisory Council. Follow us at Maono Africa Center for Transformation on all social media platforms and Dandora Youth Advisory Council on all social media platforms. So let's dive into it. Today we are talking about CSE, meaning Comprehensive Sexual Education. And with me, I have my amazing panelists from the Dandora Youth Advisory Council and Dandora Peer Network Education. So I'll hand it over to them, amazing people. And vile tumezoea tunaanza na girl child. So today we are going to start with the boy child and I'll let them introduce themselves. Welcome very much.
Thank you. Kwa majina, naitwa Daniel Kitavi, a member of the Youth Advisory Council from DYFC. Yeah, and I'm happy to be here.
Over to you.
Oh, my name is Edwin. I'm very excited to be here. You can call me Kenyan Shakur. I'm a Youth Advisory Council member from the Dandora Youth Friendly Center, and we're here to enjoy the conversation about CSE. Thank you.
Hello, I go by the name Carolina Ching. I'm a peer educator from the DYFC. Thank you.
Okay, karibuni sana to our set. So this is another episode tulikuwa tumefanya ingine around Valentine time hapo. Yeah. So today we are talking about comprehensive sexual education and I'd like to know, tunataka kujua, even my followers, what is comprehensive sexual education? We're going to start with you, my guy.
Comprehensive sexual education. Well, comprehensive sexual education, that is a very interesting topic actually to dive into. I'd like to think of it as education in involves sex. Mm-hmm. Sex among young people, especially, because let's not lie to ourselves, like young people are having sex out here. Yeah, so I mean, this is a very interesting topic to talk about, and I believe, this is something that needs to be implemented across all sectors.
Comprehensive sexual education, how is it different from sexual education?
I think from the word comprehensive sexual education and sexual education, there's the difference of the word comprehensive. And from the dictionary, comprehensive, you're covering all aspects. It's not just the sexual education. It's all aspect, and by that I mean the social aspect, the health aspect, like my friend Dan has said, all aspects. So comprehensive, it's more deep according to my knowledge than the normal sexual education.
So you basically learn about your body and your rights.
Yes.
Yeah, that's very good. So my friend Caroline, if we put a 15-year-old and in Nairobi and a 15-year-old in Turkana, and they all want to get the same information about comprehensive sexual education, how does it look like in the scope of, will they get the same information? And if not, how does that look like?
Nahili, from Nairobi, mm-hmm. we have the wide range of social media. In Turkana, you cannot find social media like easily. So it's like they can't get the information, they can't get the good rate of information. Yeah.
Interesting. So hawezi pata the same information. That's nice. Diving into the misconceptions that adults hold in the comprehensive sexual education world, how does that look like? What are the myths? What are the misconceptions that adults give the young people? Kitavi?
Adults, the first misconception, young people are not having sex.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, ideally, people are having sex out here. Your kids are having sex.
How sure?
I mean, ideally, look at all the surrounding factors, especially in urban areas.
Yeah.
Utakuja kwa urban area, like information yiko, then the effect of peer pressure, especially right now, currently as I'm speaking. Chenye kinafanya most young people have sex ni peer pressure. Like nani wewe bado ni virgin, like unapata such kind of things zinafanya msee anakuwa driven into having sex. So the first misconception adults have ni their kids are not having sex. That's the first misconception. The second misconception ni kids don't know about sex. So the first one ni they are not having, then the second one ni they don't know about sex, which is obviously a lie. Information is around, you know. So I'd say the two. Yes, nakuanga the major misconceptions. Yeah.
Also, to add on that, you can say that you see most of these parents, they are more of millennials and more of the older generation. So they feel like there's a very big bond when it comes to respect for their sexual activities and for their children. So kupata mtu ako hapo anaambia mtoi wake about sex, it's inakuwa very hard, especially for the older generation parents.
Oh,
Yeah. And parents also wanna find it hard kuambia their children or their kids about sex, because wanaona huyu ni mtoto, nikimwambia about sex ataenda engage in that sex. So hapo ndio inakuja ina.
So maybe we are talking about parents. So maybe we can also dive into how does culture and religion shape how CSE is received or resisted in Kenya. We can start with Shakur.
Okay, first of all, in Kenya, there's so many different cultural backgrounds. People are coming from different places. People have got different beliefs when it comes to culture. For instance, when you say people, I don't want to be biased, but here in Kenya, there are regions, and most of you know, where they have different beliefs when it comes to sexual educations. We can bring the issue of circumcision in there. We can bring issue of early marriages. So comprehensive sexual education, it's like a savior that is coming to try and overcome all these bad sexual habits, because the minute tutapatia mtu knowledge, it's like the way Africans walipata tu knowledge, kumbe we can kill these other people. They became better versions of themselves. So comprehensive sexual education is something that culturally in Kenya, it's something that we'll have to fight for, but I believe it's possible.
So meaning it is very resisted in our communities. Tukikuja kuongelelea about our rights, you have the right to say no, you have the right to say no to even the early marriages.
Yes.
So it is something that it is resisted in our community.
Yes.
Well, that is an interesting fact. Maybe we can dive into it, Caroline. What do you think?
Comprehensive sexual education. This is an information which tukipatia, like tuseme, the youth, the young people, wataget the information kile wanafaa kufanya, kile wanafaa kujua. How can we go, like tuseme nipate a guy anataka ku like undergo this state of GBV, anakuwa violated, anagongwa, analazimishwa ku have sex. Ukimpatia information in Kenya, inaweza ka bring like a change. Watu wanaweza kujua this is right, this is wrong. Yeah.
Okay. Interesting.
You know, I feel that for comprehensive sexual education, it used to be there even before Sahizi.
Yeah.
Zilikuwa, you know, those days when aunties used to gather their small daughters, wanapeleka mahali wanawafunza, provided wamefika age fulani.
But was it comprehensive? Because I think when we're talking about the terms of kitambo, right now we have young people who are into the advocacy sites, right? Into the advocacy world. And we basically talk about everything. We don't talk about like the bare minimum. I think terms of kitambo, they were just like, you know, you should not interact with a boy because he'll get you pregnant just by meeting a boy. But right now we're diving into the comprehensive part. If you meet a boy and then you get to have sexual intercourse with this boy, you're going to have this and this outcome. Am I wrong, guys?
Yeah, I think that's where the difference of comprehensive sexual education comes in the sexual education, because here in Nasema, it was back then, it was cultural based and biased.
Yeah.
It wasn't comprehensive.
That's why I feel kuna a lot of resistance to this maneno na comprehensive sexual education, because now the feeling out here is, what if I teach them and then mtu waichukulia kama ni something normal and to engage in sex recklessly, you know? Like the difference between hiyo CSE ya kitambo or meita si haikuwa comprehensive but ilikuwa sex education. Ni like it was not very outspoken, you know. Ilikuwa imetengewa watu specific. But right now, we are incorporating a sense of advocacy, a sense of outspokenness. Like we go out there, you know, talk about sex, you know. So I guess hapo ndio kuna that kautatanishi in a way.
Yeah.
But if you ask me, comprehensive sexual education used to take place even before hizo masiku za kitambo. The only thing is that ilikuwa imetengewa watu kadha wa kadha. So you couldn't just speak about sex to anyone. You know? And I guess it's because of the times. You know, kitambo hakukuwa kama saa hizi. Right now, information is so diverse. You know, the peer pressure,
the media.
Exactly. So,
That's an interesting fact. So maybe we can dive into the young people you're talking about. What are they actually asking about comprehensive sexual education that they feel that adults hawawambi? So what are they asking really about comprehensive sexual education? Okay,
to answer that, you know, mtoto as a grow and you grow by age, you know, there's a certain changes that everyone's body starts to experience, you know, from the age of 5 to 7 to 8 to 9, from the puberty stage, adolescent stage, post-adolescent stage. There's so many stages that involve your body. So at a point fulani, you find maybe let's say just a normal kid amefika 8 years, or a normal girl amefika 9 years, ameanza ku experience bodily changes, ameanza kuona hips zime broaden, ameanza ku feel different emotions akiwa kando ya guy, and before that walikuwa tu they are just playing, they are just okay, they are innocent kids, but as they grow with age, you find that they start feeling differently, and it's kind of bad when there's no one to educate you about what's going on and what's happening within your body. So I believe there's a gap there. People need to know sexual education and comprehensively, so that they can have the full knowledge of every stage in their lives.
Usually people say the earlier, the better. So I think that when someone starts to have the adolescent stage, that when he or she goes to the adolescent stage, anaenda kwa hiyo adolescent stage ama anakuwa kwa hiyo adolescent stage, earlier unafaa kuanza kuambia about this information, unafaa compare this information, ajue when you are starting this changes in your body, you have to do this, you have to know this.
So maybe I can ask, as they are growing, what are these questions what are the questions really that they are asking? Not about like them growing up. Obviously they are going to grow up and get to their adolescent stage. What are they really asking kwa ground that we feel that should be addressed? So what are those questions specifically?
Specific questions. Number one, mama, when is the right age to get pregnant? You know, when can I have sex? If I feel A, B, C, D about my classmate or my friend or whatever, how am I supposed to react to that? You know? And unfortunately, it's also because unapatanga some parents out there, mtu anakuambia tu like you're not supposed to do that. Bado hujafika the right age kufanya hivyo, but you're not giving them the why. Like it's always about you are not supposed to have sex, you're not supposed to feel A, B, C, D. You're not supposed to maybe when I was growing up, there was this time in tulikuwa tunaambiwa na parents, haufai kukaa na vijana ama wasichana, haufai kupenda something like that, tabia mbaya, haufai kufanya tabia mbaya. But you're not telling me what this tabia mbaya is, you're not telling me why I'm not supposed to do that, you're not giving me the right information, the you know, just the comprehensive information, the whole package about it. And that's why you find most of these young people watatoka pale nje out of curiosity, when they will find out, what if I do ABC? What if I do that tabia mbaya thing? You know, what are the effects? Nini itafanyika? So I feel it's high time parents and the people who are close to us need to come to us with proper information. They tell their kids, like, if you do ABCD, if you do the tabia mbaya, these are the effects. Now, for you to mitigate those effects, you're supposed to do ABCD, you know.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's interesting. So let's dive into social media. We see social media and people posting, talking about sex on social media. So, and young people get information from social media, and it's filling the gap that adults are not. It's filling the gap of information that adults are not giving to the young people. So maybe can we term it as a crisis or an opportunity for them to learn?
Personally, I can say it's both. It's both a crisis and it's also an opportunity for them to learn, because social media, as much as it's good, it's got a lot of disadvantages in all aspects. And apparently today we are talking about comprehensive sexual education, and social media, it has a lot of education that people can get without even going through their parents. So it's a good media that came to assist most people. But at the end of the day, you find that it brings more harm, kwa sababu utapata mtoto akishika hivi simu hataenda kutafuta vitu za sexual education, all those things. To them is boring. So they'll just go for the entertainment part, and they'll go to sing songs, they'll go to sing nudes, they're going to see a lot of things in the social media. So it's a crisis and it's still an opportunity.
Okay, Caroline, what do you think?
Me, I think it's a crisis. So, like you, okay, you are a parent. You're giving a kid, a child, social media or the phone. Yes, you want her to learn, but umetoka umemwachia, like tuseme simu. You don't know what anafanya. Umemwachia asome. But unajua huyu mtoto shule, tuseme shule hakuna marafiki. Marafiki wenye unampatia, jana niligo through my mom's phone na nikaenda like Chrome. Chrome is a app. Nikaenda Chrome, nikapata hii app yenye imeandikwa tu X. Nikashanga hii X ni nini, nikafinya. Enda ujaribu. So unaona hapa najakuja kukwambia rafiki yangu aliniambia mimi sitaki simu. Ataenda tafute hii app yenye rafiki yangu aliniambia ni gani, acha niende, acha nikio X na atapata. No, na sio my child is anasoma, anakuwa educated. Yeah. Hapo atapata influence, atakuwa na peer pressure, mimi lazima niende nifanye kitu kama hii. Yeah.
Kitabi, what do you think about that? Is it a crisis or is it an opportunity?
Okay. I think it's both, but largely it's a crisis. I mean, as a parent, you are supposed to put regulatory measures to ensure that your kid does not access sites that are not, that are not permissible for their age. And according to me, this is my opinion. Kuexpose mtoi kwa social media at a very early age kona effects zake.
Yeah.
So it calls upon parents to also take measures to ensure that, yes, it's okay, you want to give your kid the best, you want to expose them to the world na vitu kama hizo, but at the same time shield them from this world. Because ujui ataenda kupatana na nini pale social media. I mean, the other day we saw a case in mtu alijiua, a particular kid alijiua because AI sijui ilimfanyia nini. So you remember that thing? Yeah. And then sasa now the parents took it upon themselves to go and sue Meta. I don't know outcome in the end and they're urgent. But like you see, at the end of the day, the internet cannot protect your kid. The internet cannot protect the person mwenye anaitumia. So ni wewe ndio ujue venye utajiprotect against harmful effects of the internet. So I'd say a little bit of PG needs to be put in place. Yeah.
And I think actually, luckily, in the world we are living now, technology is something that continues to advance and advance. I think sai kuna phones zenye zimetengwa za young people for kids, right? Yeah. So if we are talking about accessible technology, if you are a parent who's very cautious about whatever your child can see on the internet, or whatever your young person, your young girl, your young man is going to see in the internet, then you should take the precaution. If it's a must for them to have a phone, we have phones that are made for young people, for kids, and then we have phones that are made for adults. That is where people can access the Chrome and stuff like that. So I think when we're talking about accessing CSE materials, CSE information, I think that is because I think kuna apps kama YouTube that they have podcasts like this, and please kindly follow us. They have podcasts kama hizi, and now they can access the CSE, right? And if we're going to talk about accessing social media and the internet and other information, we have those phones that are purposefully made for the young people. So this is a call to parents out there and adults to just take precaution in whatever your young person is accessing from the internet. So diving into the teenage pregnancy, how does CSE, Comprehensive Sexuality Education, reduce the teenage pregnancy rate in Kenya?
Okay, according to data, they say that everyone or anyone who has been given who has the comprehensive sexuality education has delays when it comes to the first encounter to sex. Like already mtu anajua what to expect when it comes to sex, because unapata most of this pregnancy, and I've talked to so many teenagers, unapata most of their first encounter of sex ilikuwa ni through peer pressure, like anataka kujua venye beshte yake lembo na beshte yake, this is how it feels, this is how it goes. So anyone who is educated, I believe atakuwa anajua what to expect, and it's not just me saying. Data shows that most of the people who are educated and they've been given this kind of comprehensive sexual education, the chances of them encountering sex for the first time is much delayed. So it reduces in a very much bigger level.
Yeah, interesting. And
So here knowledge is the key.
mm-hmm.
When you have knowledge, when you have the information, you will do the right thing. You will do the right thing because you know that nikienda kuambiwa, like when somebody comes to me telling me that, oh, let us go buy some drugs, or the drugs, we inject ourselves some drugs, we do the such things.
Yeah.
You have the information, you yourself, you have the information to say no, because you know that this is wrong, this is right.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Interesting. So let's dive into how actually CSE looks like in our community. How does CSE look like when kept in practice, maybe?
Okay, when kept in practice, you see, especially, and I'll dive in the point of the cultural kidogo, because you find that wase wengi when you receive that kind of education, wanna get the more effects of it. You see, we are talking about pregnancy, we are talking about unintended pregnancy, we are talking about they don't have enough knowledge when it comes to puberty, and this all of it involves CSE. They don't have knowledge when it comes to hygiene, they don't have the know-how when it comes to the body changes. So CSE really has a good significant change when it comes to those who have implemented the talks around it.
So how does it look like when we talk about a good CSE implementation? How does it look like in practice? You've talked about hygiene, you've talked about consent and relationships, and even the age gaps and the age groups, you know. Yes. When you're talking about CSE, we're talking about whatever at 10 to 14 year old should get information on, and probably the age gap from 10 to 14 is not the same information that 15 to 17 or 15 to 18 is going to get. Yeah. You know. So when we're talking about a good implementation in our communities, kept in practice, how does that look like? Watu wa 10 to 14 wanasoma nini really? Watu wa 10 to 14, what are they studying under CSE?
10 to 14, that's an age. 10 to 14, they talk about abstinence. 15 to
around 18 to 18.
We talk about the menstruation period. What causes that?
Yeah.
Like those things.
And I think that is also the age we're supposed to talk about contraceptives, right? Because now they are prone to now having abstaining, and now this is the age where we dive into the peer pressure, you know. Watu wamefika 18 hapo, see, you have the peer pressure, mmaliza shule. Most of the people wanamaliza shule, I think around 17. Yeah. So mmaliza shule, you have that peer pressure, you want to explore, they call it exploring. Yeah. My guys, young people. So you want to explore. I think that is the age now we're supposed to now dive into the contraceptives part, yes. And also the hygiene, the menstrual part, the puberty, and consent to
healthy relations. Who you're relating with. Because let's not keep each other around.
Yeah.
The people you meet with they have different intentions. You know, the people you associate with out here have different intentions with you. So it's high time pia ikifika hapo between 15 to 19, as somebody who is educating this person about CSE or whatever, you're supposed to tell them you're going to meet people with different intentions. Ndio mtu asitoke pale nje anunuliwe, maybe let's talk of sanitary towels or whatever, and then they feel obliged to, you know, go an extra mile in the name of the paying.
Yes. Watu wengi wamedanganywa in that way. Unapata mtu ana grow and then they find an adult. Let me use example, a teenager of maybe 15 to 19 years. They also have to know the relationship that they are forming, the social relationship, because CSE goes beyond just the sex. It affects even the social relationship, because you find that even a teenager hayuko acquainted to everything that's happening. Anakuja anapelekwa shule, anapandishwa motorbike or stuff there, and then anakuja kudanganya baadaye by a grown adult about all those things. So it affects them a lot. It's a bigger gap.
So there we find consent.
Yeah.
You must have consent. You must respect yourself. Somebody must respect yourself.
And actually you giving consent to the person that you're talking to, you know. Yeah, and actually I love it that now we're talking about CSE. CSE is not just about sex, guys. It's also about the consent part of it, you know. I have to give consent for my body. I have to make decisions for my body. It's also about making responsible decisions, right?
Yes.
It's also about having healthy relations, the puberty part, the hygiene part. So maybe we can ask, we have youth-led organizations in our communities, right? Like the famous Dandora Youth Advisory Council. Kindly follow us on our social media. Yes. So we have such youth-led organizations in our communities. What are some of the roles that they play in, or maybe what are some of the implementation that they can make in their programs to incorporate the comprehensive sexuality education?
I think it's a matter of just going out there and talking about CSE. Let's just talk about CSE. Let's talk about consent. Let's talk about relationships. Let's talk about contraceptives. Let's talk about, let's just go out there and be ambassadors of, CSE.
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, we normally say information is power. So the moment you give information to the community, then you've empowered them to make the right decisions. Because ultimately, at the end of the day, we as organizations are not there to prevent to prevent harmful effects of
anything actually.
Yeah, anything. We are there to only give the information. Then it's upon now the recipient of the information to know how they are going to use that particular information for their benefit. So it's a matter of just going out there, talk about CSE.
That's interesting.
Advocate.
So get ready, guys, to be welcome to our sessions. We're going to have actually sessions on CSE. Yes. And you can also liaise to the organizations that Zico in your relevant areas, If you're around Dandora, we have Mount Africa Center for Transformation. We have the Dandora Youth Advisory Council. We have the Dandora Youth Friendly Center. We even have MSF, right? We even funny thing, we even have the Nairobi County, and they hold sessions, 1 or 2. If you get to see a poster that is calling people to join a session, kindly go there and be informed, right? We have information in the palm of our hands. It is just a matter for us making the decision to get the information. So maybe we can talk about our relevant stakeholders, amazing people actually that we very much respect in our communities. So when we are talking about the relevant stakeholders, what is one call to action you can send or address to them? We can start with our famous lady here, Caroline. What is one call to action you can send them?
I can just say abstinence. Youths should abstain and wait for the right time to do something that is right.
Okay, and to the stakeholders, that is to the youths, to the stakeholders, that is probably the Ministry of Education, to incorporate CSE education in school curriculums and stuff like that. What is one call to action? To provide the
the room for access to the
to provide a room for accessibility for the comprehensive sexuality education. That is very perfect, Tupac.
Okay, I believe that youths are the future, and by saying youth, I believe someone from the age of, I believe like all youths from the ages that we've talked, from 10, 14, 15, up to the age of 24. I believe all of them are the future of Kenya, or the future of our nation. And without them, if they are not led well, it will bring to a very disrupted future. So my one call is that for the stakeholders, I believe I should invest more when it comes to the CSC education, because most of these people that cannot access even the ways to be educated. You see, there are no people on the ground to educate them. Some of the people are in vulnerable places. They can't even access social media to see the right things to be told. So I believe they should just invest more when it comes to accessibility for the information for the various people. And for the youths, abstain to pita hizo stages zote, because I believe mtu mwenye amepita hizo stages zote amefika age 25 na ame do all those things that we've been talking about, he or she has a great future.
Okay, Kitabi.
You know, they normally say asiyefunzwa na mamaye hufunzwa na
Ulimwengu.
So I mean, this education should start from the roots, where you actually come from, your home. You know, like let's bring back those songs that we used to sing Kitambo. You remember, like these are my private parts, but you know,
Yeah.
you know, like as early as 10, 15, such that by the time this person is around 18, they have a wide range of knowledge that they can tap from.
Yes.
Yeah, like these are conversations that you're not supposed to shy away from speaking about them.
Yes.
Because this is something that's happening, it's a reality.
Yes.
So let's start from the roots. Let's educate our kids, to our parents, of course, and let's start educating our kids on matters CSE as early as they are 10, you know, and we will cushion them from a lot of problems.
Yeah, and also to add on that, it's a call to parents. Like, this is a fundamental right for the children. This is not a taboo. This is not something atamwezi ongea na mtoto wako. Educate them, make sure wamejua the right things, make sure wamego the right way for them to have a great future. This is a call to parents.
What is one thing that a youth in Kenya should know? What is one fact that a youth in Kenya should know? So maybe I can start. In terms of what is one thing a youth in Kenya should know. So maybe in terms of consent, in terms of hygiene, in terms of puberty. So maybe I can start. Youth in Kenya, your body, your choice, your power. You are the one to choose whatever you want to do, okay? If you choose information, go for it. If you choose making responsible decisions for your body, hygiene, being very hygienic, it is your power to choose. Your body, your choice, your power. You're the one to choose. Thank you. Kitabi?
I'll let my brother go first as I think about it.
Okay, for me, I'll say decisions have got consequences, you see. Decisions have got consequences, and every decision you make, either at all age, they have got consequences. And there's one thing that affects decision is information. If you get the information right, you'll get the decision right. So CSC, from the word education, it's giving people information about the right things to do, about the whole thing when it comes to the CSE, the Comprehensive Sexuality Education. So make sure that you get educated, make sure you get that information, make sure you get the right choices to live a better life.
Interesting. Karen?
When you get the information, when you have the information, make sure that you do the right thing at the right time. Know the consequences, hygiene, take care of yourself, and know that you are the most important person in the world.
Oh, yeah. Interesting.
Be informed, guys. Make sure you're informed. Information is power. So just get informed. Get the information, use it responsibly.
Huyo amesema keep it short and sweet. So be informed, be informed. So that was our time. Thank you very much for watching. You can follow us on our social media platforms. That is Maono Africa Center for Transformation on all social media platforms. Dandora Youth Advisory Council on all social media platforms. And my name is Kariuki Rahab Mudhoni. You can find me at Mudhoni on Instagram, LinkedIn, Rahab Karaoke on LinkedIn, Mudhoni on TikTok, and Mudhoni on Instagram. Thank you very much. So I'll let my fellow panelists give their social media handles, and we're going to call it a good episode.
Yeah, you can follow me, Kenyan Shakur. That got me off guard. Kenyan Shakur on all platforms. I'm a Youth Advisory Council member, and make sure you follow this conversation. Make sure we're going to upload it. We're going to share it. Kenyan Shakur on the set. Adis muchachos.
Interesting.
TikTok, Markem, Facebook, Pretty Carol. Thank you.
Kitabi Daniel on all social media platforms.
Interesting. So we call it a session. Peace, guys. Goodbye.
Tours.